What do you mean there's no cure?
Just that, there's no cure, Fundie. That's a lie they told you. From Big Pharma. They actually cured all diseases 55 years ago. That's why rich people never seem to die of the diseases that poor people get.
I knew it. I've never seen a Cardassian with a head cold.
You aren't helping, AJ. I'm sorry, Fundie, you're just gonna have to face facts. There is no cure or vaccination against it. You want to know the truth about vaccination? No, and shut up before I lose what little respect I have for you.
But I prayed and prayed and prayed for a cure, so I'm due one. You hear that, Jesus? Don't get all stingy with the miracles. I paid my prayer debt and I expect my product.
Complain to baby Jesus all you want, but there still isn't one.
Isn't one what?
A cure for this thing that Fundie's afraid of catching.
What's he afraid of catching?
Reason and tolerance? I'm so funny.
Yeah, you're a regular slappy Chisholm king of the Borscht Belt comedians. I am legitimately concerned about a serious disease that I don't want to get.
Calm down. What is the disease you're so worried about?
Hiccups.
Did he just say hiccups? Yes.
I have never had them and I never want to get them. What if I am giving a sermon and I get an attack of the hiccups? I'd sound like a huge idiot.
That's why the hiccup virus was created. The Illuminati wanted to discredit FDR by giving him a condition that would prevent him from delivering rousing speeches. Thankfully, the virus didn't affect his speech. It just gave him polio.
Stop!
As amazing as it is that you've never had hiccups, Fundie, it's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, hiccups aren't a big threat to your health or anything. Just like the Ebola virus.
What in the name of St. Frankenfurter's underpants are you talking about?
Well, I'm just saying that freaking out about hiccups is like freaking out about the Ebola virus. But I am freaking out about the Ebola virus as well. What? Yes, the Ebola outbreak is a horrible thing, and Ebola is a horrible disease, but I mean the likelihood of Ebola spreading here to Opinion-Ville is very, very slim. There is no need to get all freaky with your deekies, guys.
That's what the Ebola virus wants you to believe. I've watched the news reports, and I'm convinced that within the next 2 weeks, the streets of Opinion-Ville will be littered with raven-pecked corpses.
What? What do we do? Duct tape? Lysol? I am willing to shave off all of my body hair and live in a sterilized, pressurized, clean suit if I have to in order to avoid Ebola.
I've got clippers and I know a guy who sells those suits wholesale.
Stop it!
Jason, Ebola is a terrible disease that has killed hundreds. How can you take such a cavalier attitude towards it?
Ooh, cavalier, I like that. Hey, if I'm a cavalier, do I get to wear a cape and carry one of those one-handed swords with a +4 against kobolds?
It's days like this that make me want to move. Or go on a killing spree. You know what I mean, asshole.
I'm being realistic about the Ebola outbreak, Gary. Yes, the disease is awful and I feel for the people who are suffering, but this isn't some disease thriller movie. Ebola doesn't spread like the flu. It's not the super disease that's gonna kill us all.
Says you.
Yeah, I watched all the news channels and none of them said anything about it being hard to catch. Because if they had, then you wouldn't have tuned in at 11 to see what you could have done to prevent being infected.
Okay, I agree. The hysteria behind the Ebola outbreak is exaggerated, but don't minimize the suffering it's causing.
I'm not minimizing it. I'm putting it into its proper perspective.
No, you're not. You just want us all to get infected so that after the disease apocalypse, you can have all the booze and women to yourself.
Yeah, you gotta share your booze and women. Well, the booze, you can keep the women. You're not gonna start hoarding all the hunky young men, are you? Look, it's a terrible but difficult to acquire disease that happened thousands of miles from here. Until they brought those infected aid workers back home, what if they get loose and start biting people?
They're not zombies. That's what the zombies want you to believe.
I will punch you if you don't stop. Rush Limbaugh and Donald Trump were both right. We should have left those two guys in Africa. It sucks that they got sick and all, but they knew the risks when they went. Ah, Christian conservative compassion. It's thrilling to observe rampant stupidity and paranoia in person. I would normally get all upset face at you, but I know that in a week something else will happen that will distract you and you'll forget all about Ebola.
That'll never happen. Ebola is a real threat.
Like bird flu was?
That was different. The birds were all faking.
Wasn't SARS gonna kill us all at some point?
I was convinced that I was gonna get SARS from a dirty toilet seat or something. And by something, I mean Red Boy. Swine flu, flesh-eating bacteria, it goes on and on. People get all freaked out and then they move on to some other supposed danger.
Hey, did you guys hear about those giant wasps in China that are killing people?
Giant wasps? Those are in Revelations. Why am I not raptured? I rest my case.
It still feels like you're belittling the suffering, Jason. Ebola is a serious illness.
I know it is, but just look at the facts. About 1,000 people have died from the Ebola outbreak. In 2012, 1.6 million people died of AIDS. More people die every year from the flu. Yes, Ebola is dangerous, but the media reaction to this outbreak is like Shark Week. Are you having a problem tying your metaphors together this week? Shark Week exploits the dangers of sharks when in truth you're more likely to be killed by a lot of other more common animals than sharks.
That's true. The spiny echidna sneaks into your home and stands over your sleeping body at night holding a butcher knife.
Ignoring AJ for a moment, more people are killed by mosquitoes than sharks. Cows and dogs kill more people every year than sharks do. Okay, so first Ebola is something we're not supposed to get freaked out about. Now we're not supposed to be afraid of sharks. What else aren't we supposed to be freaking out about? Heart disease? Satan? Satan, no. Heart disease, yes.
Fools! You go ahead and play a game of dice with your continued health, but I'm going to duct tape myself into a safe house!
What do you guys think?
Is the Ebola outbreak a real cause for concern?
Or is it being blown out of proportion by the media to exploit the paranoia of an uninformed public? And can you get Ebola from drinking a soda right out of the can instead of sipping it through a straw? Or maybe you can get it from a shopping cart handle.
Or will you become one of the unlucky ones who didn't act in time and are doomed? Doomed!
Comment. Okay, AJ. No more conspiracy stuff. I am all conspiracied out.
But the Ebola outbreak has startling ties to the fluctuation of hog belly futures trading on Wall Street. Coincidence? I think not. You know what that means? The lobstermen are back to take our tube socks.
I will murder you. Come on, Gary. It's not that bad. It's just... Bless you. What's wrong? You allergic to monsters now? No, I just haven't been feeling very well all day. You know, feverish, congested. Ever since I ate that bushmeat my great aunt sent me from Gambia.
Bushmeat? What kind of bushmeat?
Bat, I think.
Bat? You ate bat meat from Gambia?
Yeah, and you know what? It tasted funny. Ugh. Come here, AJ. I suddenly have an urge to put my saliva all over you.
Ah! Ebola is here! Flee! I've got to get sterilized. I hope I can burn off the top 4 layers of my skin in time. Ah!
That was mean, but fun.
Normally, I don't like it when you exploit our weaknesses against us, but thanks. AJ was really working my last nerve.
No problem. He's never exploited any of my weaknesses because I don't got any. I am a rock. Oh, that reminds me. I saw Raul down at the car shop on the way here. He was talking to that new mechanic they got there. What's his name? Tony? Tyler? Toby, the cute one with the tight overalls? Yeah, that's it. They seem to be having a great time, and that Toby? I mean, I'm a straight man, but he's quite a looker. He's a man-stealer, that's what he is. I gotta go save my honey dimple from the clutches of that seductress oil monkey.
Now you're just doing it for sport.
Yeah, but at least now it's quiet. my fellow Opinion Villagers, today is Friday, August 15th, 2012, and it's Best Friends Day, Chauvin Day, Checking the Chip Day, Men's Grooming Day, and National Relaxation Day. Famous dead people celebrating birthdays today are Napoleon Bonaparte, Julia Child, Hunts Hall, Ethel Barrymore, Edna Ferber, and Oscar Peterson. Happy birthday, you lucky corpses. And now on to the questions. First up, Oblivio Roxorian asks, intimate question for AJ and Fundie. You two are monsters, right? Are there types? Unless every monster is different? Monsters come in all shapes and sizes and colors, and God made each monster perfect and beautiful. Even the half-breeds like imaginary Gary. He's half goat, half monster, or goat monster. Not to be confused with a goat sucker or chupacabra, as our brown friends in Mexico call him. Although Gary is a goat. That sucks. I mean, I saw a video. There's a double entendre in there somewhere. Monkeytail 2002 asks, intimate question for Oswald. Is Special Yahweh your father, brother? Only I know a guy who is married to his sister wife Mary that wants to know if he has a new brother.
I have no idea what you're talking about. What? A very public spanking of what? Spankings are bad enough when they happen at home. Why would anyone do it out in front of people? Well, I mean, I know Gary gives public spankings on that gay pride festival thingy.
Isuk Madik asks, intimate question for animated avatar Jason. Where did you go? I'm in jail. Apparently kidnapping is illegal even if you are a cartoon kidnapping a puppet. Oh, and the bomb threat was kind of illegal too. And there was all that crack I sold to the kindergarten class. Man, I just realized I'm kind of evil. All Hail Discordia asks, intimate question for you-know-who. How and where can I get a trans-dimensional wombat?
The better question is, why would you want a trans-dimensional wombat? They are terror creatures made of teeth and claws and evil! Just look at what this one did to Clato Verita Mumbimbo! Do you want that to happen here? The next time you wish for a transdimensional wombat, just think of the poor Latu Verata Mimbosians!
Autumn Sunset asks, intimate question for Meet Jason. I love your hairdo. What do you do to make your hair so floofy? Do you use product in it? The only product I use is Rage. No, I use some clay-based product when I go get my hair cut, and it keeps it nice and soft and manageable. Or floofy, if that's the technical term. Okay, that's it this time around. Remember, if you have an intimate question that you want to ask intimate questions, leave it down below in the comment section. I have a needlessly complicated way of picking them, and now I have a backlog because of the computer problems, but hopefully I'll answer yours. Or I might not. It doesn't mean that I don't like you. It just means I didn't pick it. Anyway, until next time, my darling Darkwing Ducks, this has been Jason with a D.
Hey puppy lovers, it's me, the monster with the mostest, Oswald. Now I'm gonna shout you out and you're gonna love it. Joining me as always is Magic Picture Frame Name Frame. Say hi, Name Frame.
Hello!
Hey, Name Frame, are you for real magic?
Do you know any other picture frames that can talk?
There's one in my house.
There is?
Yeah, it's in the bathroom over the sink, and it has a picture in it that looks just like me. And I look at it when I brush my teeth and stuff. And you can open it, and there's a bunch of little shelves behind it where you can keep like toothpaste and my mom's special pills. And that guy in the picture frame sometimes tells me to do questionable things.
Well, that's sad and disturbing. Let's do the shout-outs.
Okay.
Isuk Madik.
That's like a Klingon name.
Wordy Birds.
Like a parrot? Those are really wordy birds. My Uncle Stumpy has one of them. He taught him to say dirty words, so we don't ever come over to visit him.
Kenneth, maybe.
Kenneth, maybe? Well, what is it? Is it Kenneth or not?
Fallout 2 forever.
You have to play one video game forever? Are you in video game hell, or have a Wii U?
State of machinations.
Where is that state? Is it next to New Hampshire or close to Pennsylvania?
Mech.
That sounds like a yucky noise a robot makes, like, ugh. This robot food tastes gross. Beep beep boop boop. That was me being a robot.
Garen Prime.
Are you an Autobot or a Decepticon, and what do you transform into? If you haven't chosen anything, then how about a variable speed drill?
Zach Triplet.
If you're triplets, then how comes you only have one name? Did your parents get all lazy and name all three of you Zach?
James Bong.
The mellowest secret agent ever. When he's not saving the world, he's laying on a couch eating a cold pizza and watching Secret Squirrel reruns. And his whole secret lair smells a little bit like skunks.
Satanic Cam for life.
Is that a consolation prize for a game show in hell where you only play one video game on a Wii U? Okay, all done.
Remember, if you subbed and you would like to have a retarded monster and a withering magic picture frame shout your name out, then leave a request down in the comments section.
Hey, name frame, maybe you and my bathroom picture frame could become friends. He could use some friends because he's usually pretty angry.
Oswald, that isn't a picture frame in your bathroom, it's a mirror.
He told me you'd say that.
Oh, hello, Trudeau here with more things that you could have done instead of watching YouTube. Auntie Minnie says, in the time it took to watch this video, I could have given Jason a haircut so his hair doesn't keep getting into the shots. But meet Jason's hair is so soft and floofy. Who doesn't want to see it? I could stare at it all day long. In fact, I think I shall partake of an eyeful of Jason's head hair right now. Pay no attention to me. I'm just gazing at your locks. Knock it off. Oh, fine. MJW Hall says, instead of watching this, I could have written a very short and very bad novel about a guy not watching puppet videos. Ooh, how meta! Why not add another layer to that onion of a short novel? Make it a story about a guy who writes a novel instead of watching puppet videos by writing a novel about a guy who instead of watching puppet videos. This makes Inception look like a big bucket of throw-up. Deconverted Man says, I could have tried once again to make my back bend a little bit further, then it could bend so that I can, do things. Or maybe make a portal. Well, being limber is important. Why, I had a friend back in the island of Rangoon who was so limber he could orally stimulate his genitalia. Really? What? I didn't curse. Would you have preferred it if I said he could suck his own